Sex, part 2 of 8. Now, I'm not going to say wait until you're married to have sex, because many people don't get married until they're in their late 20s, 30s, even 40s. I do think that'd be kind of harsh to wait 20 adult years to have sex, right? Yikes. What I will say is a committed, monogamous, long-term relationship is a lot like marriage in the sense that you are only having sex with one person. Two people are getting all of each other and no one else. Their sexual activity is private and contained within their bond and commitment to each other. And not 3 or 4 or more people like, open relationships that never work and always end badly for the woman involved or the women involved. So don't do that. You see, in the old days, that was the rule. That's why we hear it all the time. Wait until marriage to have sex. Yeah, well, in those days, the old days, they didn't have birth control like we do today, and marriage happened much younger, like 17 through 21 years old of age. Life expectancy was also lower back then. Men and women were dying between 30 and 40 years of age. So marriage was something you held sacred and needed to protect your bodies for that event. Parents didn't want their children messing anything up by getting pregnant before they got married. Today, we have too many advancements in birth control and options and a more liberal mindset that has opened up the doors to having supposedly more and supposedly safer sex and fewer pregnancies. But more and safer sex doesn't always mean it's truly safer for your heart or your mind or even your body. More sex today between a multitude of people, promiscuous behavior, has led to more STDs than ever before in history. More sex in more non-committal relationships has created more depression, guilt, and regret among those who engage in such behavior. Do you agree? More sex and less focus on love and romance has perpetuated the growing number of singles out there than men and women coupling up as a couple. No one dates on our college campus anymore. Everyone's just hooking up. Guys don't want to be in relationships, and girls are sort of like sluts, just sleeping around for any attention a guy could give her since they're not being asked out on dates. And have you kind of heard that? Have you lived it? You could imagine that kind of talk is true. Unhealthy and only leads to diseases, heartaches, a lack of love, respect, romance, and a maturing with someone bonded to you. Whether it be for a year, 2 years, 5 years. The lesson here, don't have sex unless you're in a relationship. Ladies, you can control this. No relationship, no sex with the guys who are pushing you for sex on the onset of a supposed relationship. No, not so fast. Guys, listen up. You don't want to be sleeping with all the women you can get away with. You don't want to be sleeping with just any woman. You don't really know for that quick 1-hour thrill. It can, and oftentimes does, come back to haunt you, one way or another. I once heard of this guy who teaches pickup artist style techniques. He purports that he slept with 1,000+ women. Okay, good for him, right? Wrong. I wouldn't want 1,000 women thinking about how I left them quickly and never wanted to see them again, and just used them to get my rocks off, all while using their bodies as a sperm drop box. No. Ever hear of the men who donated their sperm to sperm banks? Yeah. The kids of those moms now want to meet their real dads. Great. He gave his sperm to help 100 women get pregnant. Now he's got 100 kids after him to ask him for money, favors, and love. I remember hearing about a lead singer of a rock band who slept with hundreds of women, got many of them pregnant, and the band's manager was getting all these calls from all these women wanting to know if they could get financial support or marry the singer. What a fiasco. Then, of course, you have rock stars and rock singers who purchased palimony insurance in case they did get groupies pregnant. I'll say something about these rock stars and all their groupies. Have you noticed something? After a number of years on the road, banging all the chicks they can, it all comes to an end. When looks fade, the money dries up, or their fame, what happens? They find someone that they can have a connection with. They settle down, and some even marry them. They're in a committed relationship. That's what stands the test of time and protects all their accumulated wealth going into the future. You spread your seed, guys, and you spread your present and future wealth. Not good. You spread your legs, ladies, for too many men, and you spread your soul to every man who will leave you. Not good. Oh, it doesn't work that way, you say? BS. And you know it does. Don't kowtow to what society or the media or your peers say. Follow your heart and only do what's right and in your best interest. Period. Next. Sex. Having sex without a committed relationship. And with some women leads to the phrase, why buy the cow when I can have the milk for free? It's true. You know, in the olden days, women would give up sex with a man in exchange for his commitment to her and security. Today, commitment's a dirty word and has been thrown out of the window. And now everyone's just sleeping around with everybody. The problem is no one realizes just how much pleasure they could really get if they just slept with one person in a committed relationship. Would you rather make rental mortgage payments on 20 properties or just one where you can get the most bang for your buck? Pardon the pun. The other problem we have today is that we have people in committed relationships who aren't having really great sex. So, they break up sooner than later. They go from one relationship to another, or they cheat. So commitment isn't everything, per se. Quality of sex is as well. Sex. Even those who are proud of their 100 plus body count, having sex, with so many people, still, they want to get off the speedway and settle down with one person. You can't keep sleeping around. It gets exhausting. You can't keep up with all the inquiries back at you after time goes by, and it's just not supposed to work out that way. No. You find one person, you spend some time with them, you learn, you grow, and you see how far you can make it last. The more you grow together, heck, you might even have found your soulmate. If not, you break up and you try it again. No one stays at the same job forever. No one lives in the same house forever. No one wears the same clothes they wore when they were a teenager. All things in life progress, for better or for worse. The question is, in that time, in that relationship, how are you growing? Are you with someone who can teach you things, push you, comfort you, all while enjoying your company, conversation, and more? I would hope so.